Hey there, this is Stacy with Kzoo Keto doing the next episode of Cookbook Keto. This is the web series where I learn how to cook and Greg and Nate judge it and make fun of me. In this episode, I am making Mexican chicken fajita soup. And along with that, we have some homemade chaffle bowls. And we'll find out in a minute if it tastes any good. Follow along, see how to make it. So this recipe comes from a website. It's caseytrinum.com. I'll link that down below. But we are changing it to make it our own in a way, because we are going to use our Ninja Foodie for the whole thing rather than dirtying up a bunch of stuff. But for this recipe, and as usual, we are doubling it. For this recipe, you need chicken breast, cream cheese, peppers, bell peppers, onion, butter, taco seasoning. We make ours homemade. If you want this recipe, we can do a video on it. Let us know in the comments down below. Salt, pepper, chicken broth or chicken bone broth, either one. Rotel, heavy whipping cream, and garlic. So we're gonna start out by cooking our chicken in the Instant Pot. I got 4 pounds here because if you remember, we're doubling it. So we're gonna throw that in there. We're also gonna throw some seasoning in there and some bone broth. So we're gonna cook our chicken first in the pressure cooker. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning in here. But I'm just kind of rubbing it around in here. Make sure it's kind of all distributed. And then we have 1 cup of chicken bone broth. Got my lid. Set it to seal. 20 minutes pressure cook. We'll be back. Okay. Chicken's done. It's been depressurized.
Stacy's been depressurized too. Look at all that goodiness.
So we need to shred these, and I'm doing it the lazy way because that's how I do it.
And now you guys are shocked, right?
Greg thinks I should do it by hand.
Well, yeah, I mean, based on what we're making, Nate's here and he doesn't know what we're having yet, so it's kind of a surprise yet.
Yep.
So because of that, I feel like we need to have more texture to the chicken than the sawdust that Stacy turns it into.
It's not going to be sawdust.
I remain unconvinced.
Pulse.
Having troubles, honey?
Well, I need something to put this into. So like that's shredded. And that needs to come out. That is not shredded. Okay, so little tip that I just learned that Greg made me learn the hard way because he didn't tell me. So we used the plastic attachment so it wouldn't turn it into the sawdust that I've done before. And only put 1 chicken breast in there at a time. Otherwise, it takes for freaking ever because it's too full.
Don't let her fool you guys. She likes it the hard way.
But now I'm going to strain out any of the weird pieces that are left behind.
What defines a weird piece in your mind?
Those. The things that fall off.
Things that fall off?
Questionable pieces.
The questionable pieces?
Yes.
Is that been written?
Not all the questionable pieces are coming out though, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
But that's okay. This is good enough. So now I'm going to put the chicken back in. Try not to splash. I already pre-chopped my bell peppers.
Woohoo! Pre-chopped, pre-washed. So if you're following the recipes exactly, guys, you're going to want to saute this stuff. But since we're using the pressure cooker, it's going to make it nice and tender for us.
Original recipe calls for an entire onion. As we all know, onions are very carby. So we're using, this is half an onion chopped up.
For the whole recipe.
Pre-chopped.
Yeah. So normally it would be 2 onions, following the recipe exact, but Stacy also has an aversion to onions, so...
You're putting onions in this dish?
Right?
Like not onion powder?
Yeah. But
Every last one.
That's technically in there too.
Wow. Are you putting fungus in it as well?
No, there's no fungus.
Yes, we are.
See, I was being honest with you, Nate, and she's the one messing with.
Unacceptable. I'm still traumatized from the last fungus experience.
The onion taints the...
So does the fungus.
Alright. 2 tablespoons of butter. My butter is softened because it sits out. So I always have to check this. Half a teaspoon is 1 clove of garlic. So I have to do 3 teaspoons because we're doubling it, and it calls for 3 garlic cloves, so technically we're doing 6. God, that smells.
Which is 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of the smelly stuff.
So Nate, how excited are you for Cookbook Keto tonight?
Yet to be determined. I don't know what this is.
Oh, right.
Yes.
He doesn't know what it is.
I'm excited that it's possibly going to be done before 9 o'clock.
That's true.
Rotel. We need 4 cans. Yes, these are 10 ounces, 4 cans. All right, got my Rotel opened and drained. Mostly.
Mostly. Nate's happy that he's learned that there's no fungus tonight. There's a lot of tomatoes.
Sounds really gross.
That is a lot of
Kind
sound really gross.
of surprised that Stacy's going for so many tomatoes.
Well, I would have preferred only 2 cans.
Yes.
But whatever. I'm starting to learn to eat tomatoes somewhat.
Oh, nice. And the green chilies being next to him probably doesn't hurt either.
Yes.
All right.
Because we like green chilies.
It's true.
Now we're putting in 3 more tablespoons of the seasoning. There's 1, 2, and 3. And remember, if you want us to do a video on this, so you can make it at home, let us know. I'm going to stir this up a little bit.
So we probably already have 2 cups. We can only have to add probably another 2 cups. Because 1 cup was bone broth, and then the other cup was pretty much chicken broth that came from the chicken that was cooked. And now we're adding 2 more cups. And you can make this with chicken stock if you don't have bone broth. But I think the bone broth gives it a little bit more richer flavor.
I need a cup of heavy whipping cream.
Yes. We're leaving the cream cheese out now because we're going to use the cream cheese as a thickener, and it's better if we cook all the flavors together first. Mix and put the pressure cooker lid back on.
That looks yummy.
It does look good.
Even with all the tomatoes.
Especially with the tomatoes.
Pressure cook again?
Yep, pressure cook 10 minutes.
High?
Yeah, it's fine. 10 minutes is normal. Boom! See you in 10 minutes.
Finally, it is depressurized.
See what we got. Ooh, looksy pretty tasty.
Looks very colorful.
Yes. Time to add the cream cheese.
Alright. So I cut the cream cheese up in 1/2 ounce slices. And we are doing 12 ounces total.
Which is, what, a block and a half?
Almost 2 blocks. It's 2 ounces shy of 2 blocks.
So there's like 16 servings here, guys. And Stacy and I made some of these wonderful chaffle bowls, which you guys probably have already seen the recipe by now. We'll link that above if you have not. So this is a very similar recipe to what I've made many times. Nate's still in the dark though. Nate, what's your guess?
Mexican chicken.
Mexican chicken. He's not far off. It's not far off.
I'm keeping it general on purpose.
Keeping it general on purpose, yes. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so after you add some heat to it, then you continue to stir it, and you can kind of see the color changing to more of the cream cheese-ish color, rather than the bright yellow. And it's a little bit more yellow than normal just because of the bone broth.
And the extra tomatoes.
Have nothing to do with the color. But are scaring Stacy. Meanwhile, Morgan came down and spilled the beans. Literally. She tied it in, and then Nate was able to deduce that there was peppers in it.
I already knew it was chicken.
Chicken.
I already knew it was Mexican.
And Mexican, right. But you didn't know it was going to be a soup.
I knew it had peppers in it.
You had peppers.
doesn't like soup.
I was keeping it very broad.
So
and I
chicken
said
Mexica, and you're
chicken.
like, oh, hey, fajitas maybe. There
It's
you go.
not that far of a leap. To
No,
go
it
from
wasn't
chicken
that far of a
fajita.
leap. So we'll let this kind of heat through a little bit more, and then we'll serve. Alright guys, well, we made it to the table, and you know what? It is an hour ahead of schedule.
Let's not overestimate things a little bit. It's 45 minutes ahead.
Oh,
of
okay.
schedule.
So, Instant Pot's supposed to make it faster. But with Stacy, just staying true to your tag that was to heckle you.
There's plenty of heckling without the extra added heckling.
How do you know it's added?
Let the record show I defended more than I heckled, so.
Nate has defended quite a bit today. I'm very appreciative of that.
Anyway, if you guys haven't been following along, or this is your first time here, we have dinner with our friend Nate. Stacy cooks, which never happens, and we get to critique her.
And when he says never happens, I mean it happens at least once a week now. So I mean,
It only happens when she's doing the video.
never is really.
I cook for myself quite a bit lately. So I know you don't like soup, but what do you think?
It's quite tasty. Could be a little less soupy, but it's quite tasty.
I tried to tell him I needed more cream cheese.
It does not need more cream cheese.
Less Rotel, more cream cheese.
So, it's gonna be a little thicker once it cools down.
I hope it's still videotaping. I really, really hope. I feel like this is better than the fork incident.
Okay, so shall we rate?
Yeah. I say it's good. It tastes a lot like my chicken enchilada soup.
Thumbs up all around. And you heard that. You heard that?
Well, I did have to direct her through it.
So look at this. This is the scoreboard. The blue one is down there because it has already lapped the other two, being that one and that one.
Allow me to clarify.
I won.
Hold, please.
Beat their asses.
Hold, please. Allow me to clarify. You did not lap because you did not pass us.
Correct.
Close enough.
You lapped the board,
you
sure.
lapped the board, yeah.
That's fine. You
Yeah.
creamed us, sure, absolutely. However, you did not lap us.
He said
There's
creamed.
a difference.
Creamed. In case you didn't notice, Stacy won. She's a really good winner. Doesn't
Look at-
boast her
Look at all these cards I did. All of those compared to 2 and 3.
So I think it's because she really likes skulls, and this is a skull themed game which I specifically bought for her, and we just let her win.
I was confused half the time on what I was doing.
Yes, I know that doesn't help us feel better about ourselves right now. Thank you. But you won fair and square, or
I did win.
something. So
All right, on to the next. So now we're gonna play. What's this called?
Sagrada.
Sagrada. We have played this before.
50.
So the theme for tonight is Stacy wins. Because I beat Nate by 1 point. And I beat Greg.
Rosie,
And the dog is halving. I beat Greg by how many is that? How many? 8 points.
That is my personal best score, even too.
I win. You lose. You lose. You lose.
First time playing. Just have to point that out.
So that's it for this episode of Cookbook Keto. 2-time champion.
She's a terrible winner, guys.
It's because I always lose to you two.
Yeah,
You can no longer say that.
No, you can't.
I think you
The
actually
majority
are.
of the time, I lose to you two.
I don't know.
I think I do.
At this point, I'm not sure that you can say that.
I think this one's being a sore loser because he's all mopey.
What? I'm
He's all
not
like,
mopey. Whatever. Win some, you lose some. It's the way the games work. That is it for us. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. And until next time.
Stay keto.
See ya. Shush.
Hey there, this is Stacy with Cook. Hate you sometimes.
Cut! Wow.
Get out of here. Dickhead.
He doesn't leave till he says his name.
I'm excited that it's possibly going to be done before 9 o'clock.
That's true.
Nate, you can fuck off.
Oh.
I can't close the jar.
It has defeated her. Odie has been defeated by her. It's quite a little song you got going on there.
It's got its own beat.
Yes, it does.
And I keep losing my thing.
Glad I don't have that problem.
I'm gonna squirt hot sauce in your eye.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna be. If you can squeeze that bottle to squirt it at me,
I don't need to squeeze it.
No,
Just...
I'm telling you.
He won't even be mad. You just gotta squeeze it out.
You
of
just
the
gotta
bottle.
squeeze it out of the bottom. No, that's not squeezing.
No, you
That's
gotta
just
like
throwing.
grip strength,
Stacy.
Stacy.
It's totally different.
I would advise against it.
Yes.
Okay, for those of you
Me as well.
that don't know, we have Mini Greg over here, and sometimes I cannot handle the two of them.
Mini Greg's name is Adam.
Hey.
Chicken noodle soup is
It was
amazing.
good. Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
You don't like soup? Somebody going back for seconds.
Well, yeah, I didn't pre-eat because I expected this to be done on time.